Xelhua, the giant who built the world's largest pyramid in Cholula in Mexico. Xelhua, a giant from the times of the universal flood according to Aztec culture, was allegedly responsible for building the largest pyramid on the face of the earth. The Great Pyramid of Cholula, or from the Nahuatl hill made by hand, Tlahualtepetl, is located 7 kilometers west of Puebla de Zaragoza, capital of the Mexican state of Puebla. It's the largest archaeological site of a pyramid temple to exist in the world today. The pyramid is so large that it can go unnoticed, especially due to the fact that it's buried under centuries of vegetation that grew on it. It looks like a hill. It looked like a hill. When Cortes and his men arrived in Cholula in October 1519, some 1,800 years after the pyramid was constructed, they massacred around 3,000 people in a single hour, that is, the 10% of the entire city's population, and leveled many of their religious structures. The Spanish conquerors settled in the said area and erected their colonial buildings and churches everywhere, but when it came to Cholula, the Spanish conquerors failed to realize that there was a temple there. The Spanish conquerors thought it was just a hill, and on top of which they decided to build a church dedicated to the Virgin de los Remedios. The confusion of the Europeans saved the pyramid from destruction. The history of the largest pyramid in Cholula built by Xelhua. In 1881, a Swiss archaeologist named Adolphe Bandelier, through the Lorillard expedition under the supervision of Désiré Charnay, a photographer and archaeologist of pre-Columbian civilizations in Mexico, studied the hidden settlement created by the Mesoamerican civilizations. And ever since then, the measurements obtained with the passage of investigations in the area have been impressive due to their magnitude. Although the structure underlying this mountain does not reach the height of the Great Pyramid of Giza, which is originally 146 meters, but it certainly exceeds it in volume. Tlahualtepetl is about 65 meters high, measuring 450 by 450 meters, that are almost twice the Great Pyramid in Egypt, resulting in a total volume of 4.5 million cubic meters. Hence, the Great Pyramid of Cholula has a base that is 4 times larger and nearly twice the volume of the Great Pyramid of Giza. According to experts, such megalithic works was the product of 7 superimposed pyramids, each of which covered the entirety of the previous pyramid. This motivated the gradual enlargement of the base, resulting in the vast measures that we observe today, and that earned it the title of the largest pyramid in the world, as recorded in the Guinness Book of World Records. Interestingly, out of the 7 levels, archaeologists have only managed to study 3. Major reason behind this is that the Catholic temple at the top has been declared a historic heritage of the Mexican nations. Xelhua the Giant? As with the pyramids of Giza in Egypt, there are also no records that describe when and how the Great Pyramid of Cholula was erected. Archaeologists and researchers have only managed to sketch estimates so far, placing its construction around 300 BC. However, within the myths about the foundation of the millenary and theocratic Cholula, the architectural wonder is attributed to a giant named Xelhua, who saved himself from the universal flood by taking refuge in the caves of the mountains of Tlaloc, meaning God of the Rain. Then Xelhua directed his steps towards the Cholula Valley, where he ordered the men to raise a pyramid in commemoration. And according to the writings of Dominican monks who visited the place in 1566, the legend says the following: At the time of the flood, the giants lived on the earth. Many perished submerged in the waters. Some were turned into fish, and only 7 brothers were saved in the caves of the Tlaloc mountain. Xelhua, the giant, went to the site that was later called Cholulan, and with large adobes made in Tlamanalco, a very distant site, and ordered men to build the pyramid in memory of the mountain where he was saved. Irritated, Tonacatecutli, the father of the gods, was threatened by the erection of, to reach the clouds, launched the celestial fire, and with a great stone in the shape of a toad, killed many of the builders, dispersing the others. The work was thus discontinued, and the monument was later dedicated to Quetzalcoatl. So who was Xelhua really? Perhaps he was a survivor of the mythical Atlantis that escaped to the American continent, one of the last sages to bequeath the culture of the pyramids to our current civilization, is the question. It could be possible that structures like that of Cholula and others scattered around the world are ancestral testimony of humanity, of giants that preceded us, as it's believed that once upon a time giants did walk on the earth. And this is by Anne Srivastava on Infinity Explorers. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.